Not only you can shoot guns here, but you can close this steel door and utilize this space as a safe room.
Yeah, of course. Like afterwards, they're like, okay, so no one really wants a gun range in the living room anymore, but we could label it and brand it as a safe room because the door is bulletproof. Brilliant. That's a brilliant idea. I'm the How to Buy a Mansion guy. I've critiqued over 1,000 mansions. I buy mansions for my clients. My name is Arvin Haddad. Let's watch this episode together.
What's up, everybody? It's Enes here. Welcome to another episode. This week we're in Table Rock Lake.
All right. I'm going to ask you in about, a couple minutes to spot the flaws. So pay attention. This is the front of the building, okay? But notice one thing. Enes didn't even show up for this episode. He's not wearing his suit. He doesn't even have his contact lenses on. He's not taking this like super legit seriously. I have a feeling it's going to be really fun.
Here in Branson, Southwest Missouri, and about to tour this incredible glass mega mansion right behind me, also known as the Evergreen Crystal Palace. Now, this property is incredible. I've never seen anything like this.
Incredible how? How out of place it is for a vacation destination to have an office-looking building. All right, here are the things that I spotted right off the bat. Obviously, it looks like an office building. Second, there's no backyard. It's front heavy. You have a motor court coming in. There's that approach. Looks nice. But when you come in, there's no backyard. You're completely a hillside. And a very obvious one that you should see right off the bat, it's an upside down property. You enter from the 3rd or 4th level and you have to work your way in to get to the lower level. Again, that's also a negative. Also, obviously, the material used is completely dated. And then we can talk about your proximity to the lake. You're very much so high up. You get views, but you don't have immediate lake access. I mean, I'm a big fan of lake homes. Again, I've told this many times on my channel. If I was going to buy a vacation home for myself, I would love to have a lake house on the lake level, right? Or maybe a little bit perched up, but very close to the lake with a lot of flat land next to the lake because it's just calm. It's tranquil. I like lakes more than ocean. This one is just way too high up, right? So why is that important for valuation purposes? Because could be many different homes or many parcels of land as the elevation goes higher and higher. You could have the same house 200 feet above this one at a higher elevation that will have almost identical views, a little bit higher. But at the lake level, it's a lot less supply, right? Because there's only a few houses could be on the lake. And to me, that's more valuable. And you want to get on the lake, right? You want to have a boat, jet ski, whatever, all the water sports. You want to get in there right away. And, optically, I think it also looks better.
Ever in my life before. We got a really good episode ahead of us. Let's get started. All right, everyone, here we are at the motor court. A little bit of information about this property. This home was built by Robert Plaster, completed around 1993. It's situated on a 350-acre lakefront lot, 11 bedrooms, approximately 28,000 square feet of interior space, gets incredible views. And check this out, property is also for sale for $80 million.
All right, let's talk about valuations, okay? Spending $80 million on a property in Missouri is absolutely insane. Now, I just checked recently, it's lower to, I think, $49 million, which is still a ridiculous number. You could buy a beautiful mansion on way more prosperous area that would appreciate significantly faster, better in future than this lake. Now, why is that important? Look, when you want to buy your vacation home, there are a couple things that you need to remember. One is that you want to buy your vacation homes in a downturn because there's a white collar recession, let's say. The number one thing rich people would sell is their vacation homes. They would much rather dump that to save a commercial property or primary residence where their family lives, right? So you get better deals during recessions and bad times in vacation home destination than regular metropolitan area. Second, if you want to buy a vacation home, you want it to be at the maximum 3 hours away, ideally 45 minutes to maybe 2 hours away from major metropolitan areas that support a lot of jobs. Okay, now let me show you guys through zipsmart.ai. Let's check out this area. So when we come over here, this is I think this is the actual zip code. First of all, you should see that it's in a total buyer's territory and it's forecasted to stay in the buyer's territory. Unemployment is low. For sale inventory is really high. It's a vacation destination. Housing data, household income is only $51,000. Higher education is at 19%. Shadow inventory, 45% of the homes are not owner occupied. These are all negative. And even if you come next door to the, where the main, I think Branson it's called, Table Rock is, again, it's not really good. Higher education is only 25%. Household income is there. And the AI forecast is a strong sell. It's in a buyer's territory. It's going to stay there. Then let's zoom out, okay? You want to see, for someone who's going to come and visit this area, is there a close major metropolitan city where there's a lot of white-collar jobs that are supporting a lot of blue-collar jobs that would, keep it feeding this vacation home destination with a lot of, new buyers? Kansas City is pretty far away. It's not even a major metropolitan area. You have Dallas, okay? I don't know how far away from Dallas it is, but to me that looks pretty far. Again, you zoom out, St. Louis, again, I wouldn't qualify that. Austin would be, I would say Austin or Texas, Dallas, Texas would be the closest cities where I would consider, okay, are they driving there? But I'm pretty sure there are a lot of lakes over here close to Dallas, so why would they drive all the way to this lake? I don't know. But that's what main thing that you got to pay attention to. Buying your second vacation home where it's very close proximity to where there's a lot of, technology jobs, high-paying jobs, that will guarantee higher appreciation, especially if you buy during a recession.
Some of y'all may have seen this on YouTube. It is in fact not abandoned.
It's not abandoned.
If you have to start the video with, it's not abandoned, that says a lot. Imagine showing a house to like a client walks in, it's like, hey, this house is not being lived in by homeless people right now.
There are a ton of security cameras around. We have to go through a couple of gates to get here. Now let's get on with our tour. From the street level, we have the gate opening up the long private driveway that brings you right here where we have the motor court.
Beautiful approach, really good, seamless. The building blends in with the nature really well. It's green, green Crystal Palace.
It's super spacious up here. You can probably park about 40 to 50 cars if you need to. We can get a quick look at the house from here. You can actually see the top, third and fourth level from this point. And from the lakeside, you can see all 4 levels. It's insane. We have a ton of these glass skylights that are kind of dome design that serves as a roof. And this covered entry takes you up here. Keep in mind, this was designed to be a commercial space, kind of a live-in workspace for Robert Plaster and his colleagues, I believe.
Okay, this is an important point. I'm going to talk about why would someone build an office-looking structure at a vacation home destination, okay? There's very good reasons for it. Pay attention.
We have mirrored columns throughout, and these glass doors open up to a kind of a 3rd floor landing here where you can kind of overlook to the amazing views.
Okay, the wow factor is there for sure. You cannot deny it. And it's pretty impressive, I have to say. It looks a lot more like a, entrance to a hotel. Or major headquarters, business headquarters, Fortune top 500 companies headquarters than actual home. But you have to access the lower levels. It's upside down. There's no backyard. You have to go lower to get to the outdoor areas, which doesn't even have one because you're very front heavy, right? The house was more emphasis was put on having a huge motor court than having an actual flat area. As to if they had built the house back, they would have had some naturally flat area where the current motor court is, right?
This is incredible. It's all glass. It was completed around 1993. Believe it or not, some of the rooms haven't been even slept in.
That's an important note. Most of the property was not ever even used. So why would someone build something like this? Pay attention.
Let's start from this wing on the 3rd floor where we have the guest suites. Let's go check out a couple of them. Marble throughout on the floors, on the walls. Each one of the bedrooms are themed. This one has a peacock theme. And going in, we got carpet floors, these massive internal windows that looks at the crazy atrium that we have over the entry. We're gonna check that out. Amazing, amazing views of the Table Rock Lake, which all the rooms in this house gets king size bed and a separate
That's a really 1990s bet. Like, it's funny though, when you're talking about 1990s, you always see the influence of 1980s too. You know, there's always a little bit that carries over. It's very interesting to me.
And around the corner, of course, we have a toilet set up, walk-in shower, and a tub. Can you imagine this in 1990s?
I don't have to. I can see it in the 1990s right now.
Great answer, Mikey.
Now let's take this walkway, Mikey. Go check out a couple more rooms here. These glass walls are facing the front of the home, and here's another one of these dome designs that we saw in the exterior that looks down to the second floor. I'm kind of speechless. This is so unique.
You know what this whole house reminds me of?
What?
You remember that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger we watched, Total Recall?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. The whole thing is like the style, the design, and like it feels like something that would be like on another planet.
I've never seen anything like this in my life before. It's not even that we haven't toured. I've never seen. I mean, look at this thing. It's kind of futuristic.
Futuristic? There's nothing futuristic about this. It's super, super like, you know, 1990s design with an office flair.
They all have patios opening up to this amazing lake view, and around the corner, this one also has a full bathroom. Forgot what theme this bedroom was. Let's see. This is a Chinatown.
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 Okay.
This one is Ram, another super spacious bedroom, king-size bed, seating area. I love these oak wood paneling. They kind of look timeless to a degree with the brass inlay. And I was talking to the realtor. He's like, brass is coming in style again.
Oh my God. Okay, this is not coming style. This is not even brass. It doesn't look like real black. It looks like one of these sticker, like, you know, like metal, aluminum metal, and then they put this gold sticker on it, which was, I think, popular in the 1980s and 90s. It doesn't look like real brass to me.
Also, LA staging. They like to put something like this around there. They have those goats they always put in houses.
Well, I guess since this has a Ram theme.
Yeah. All right.
Around the corner, let's go into this one, Mikey. These glass block walk-in showers, they used to be really cool, like really hip in 1990s and 2000s.
More like 70s, 80s, 90s. You know, thank God we stopped using them.
Every single bedroom has Evergreen branded towels from 1990s.
I wonder if we can take any of those home with us.
I want a souvenir. I'm gonna take one of those.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
So, like, what is the ideal? Let's step out of the bathroom. But what is the ideal?
I don't know. Mikey, I actually in this episode really interviewing Enes, which is really good. The dynamic of the channel has changed so much because the new guy who's, I think, Cody, he just comes in and just basically agrees and kisses Enes's ass the whole time. As Mikey was like, you know, an equal. Even though when they disagreed, it was really cool for the audience. Like, I've obviously become an Enes video expert now. I've watched so many of them now. It's like, I'm really vested.
I don't want to say dated, but like it is 90s furniture, like decorations.
It's out there, it's unique, it's different.
I mean, how much money would it take to get this thing up to modern standards?
So here's my vision on this. First off, it's a really good question. Second off, I would kind of leave it the way it is. And what I mean by that is I wouldn't come in here and do a radical remodel. I would more so come in here and refresh things. What I mean by that is I will change the carpet floors.
The carpets are actually pretty clean. The house has never been used. Like, what kind of carpet are you going to put?
And I'll just modernize it. But I think the way it is, it kind of works. It's kind of Art Deco.
All right. This is my take on this property. First of all, valuation. Should you pay for any of this stuff? Absolutely not. You could even make the argument that this parcel of land should be priced lower than the actual land value because of how much money you would have to actually spend on this to renovate it. It's really a teardown. I mean, why would you even renovate an office looking structure over here by this? Like, what are you going to do with it? Unless you turn it into like a, you know, wedding venue or some event, which is like, it's not in the scope of what we're talking about. We're talking about residential real estate properties. But the main element as far as the valuation of this property, it should be worth less than just if this parcel was empty, because it costs more to, you know, get rid of it or even renovate it than just, you know, start a whole new house on this lot, because it's just both architecturally and finishes are completely out of whack. It's more of a negative than actually being a positive. For that reason, I would advise my clients maximum pay, you know, dirt value for whatever that price is. Dirt value maximum.
In a weird way, reminds me of Dan Bilzerian's house that we toured a few weeks ago. It's the same size, kind of.
I would prefer this over that. I think this is more timeless and different.
I would not. As crazy as Dan Bilzerian's property is, which has a lot of flaws and everything, it's in a way better location. The 𝗕𝗔𝗃𝗃 property is a better deal than $80 million for a house in God knows where in Missouri that is from 1980s. Not even a comparison. You know, that property is in Lower Bel Air. Like, you can't even compare the two.
Look at this. And you have all that lake frontage, and this home actually has a boat dock as well, so you get lake access. And Mikey, you can't beat the privacy you get here, you know?
Also, who knows what's happening in Dan Bilzerian's house? Like,
yeah, that's right.
There's a point to that.
Last bedroom on this level, well, last bedroom on this wing, this is the most spacious one, has its own private balcony that looks to the views. It's all glass, so you enjoy.
I think this is my favorite room. I like this corner room. You know, you get two different exposures. The furniture is just so crazy, though. It looks so insane. You know, it would be cool for a movie shoot, maybe, or like a 1980s or 1990s themed wedding, 90s parties or 80s parties. I think you can even throw 80s parties here. It will fly. People wouldn't know.
Let's go back to the hallway and go to the other side, Mikey. And while we were doing that, I want to mention a couple more things about the property. One of the most impressive parts about this home is the amount of land you get and how private it is.
Let's talk about land. How much of this land is actually usable? There is maybe 2-3 flat areas or semi-flat areas where you could build. They've built on one of them. Maybe there is another flat area on this hill, on another hill. But as far as location goes, like, most of this land is unusable to me. And it's funny to also notice that this seems to be a reservoir and not an actual natural occurring lake. And you can see from the grounds, it seems like this was all mountainous area and they built a dam and the water has piled up. There is no beach, right? When it gets really hot, water changes elevation significantly. So if you buy a house on a reservoir as to a natural lake, when there's a drought, you know, the levels could go up and you could be lakeside one day and next summer you will be, you know, 30 feet below lake level or above lake level, right? So that's another thing to consider. Are you actually on a reservoir or a lake?
It literally feels like we're in a rainforest. It's old trees, everything's super green, so peaceful, so private. And I can actually see this home working as a corporate retreat for a company where a business can buy this, kind of bring it up to their standards and have their employees and management team come work out of here, enjoy the space, enjoy the lake.
That would never happen. I'm going to talk about why exactly this place was built to begin with. Like, this is all a hypothesis. I could be wrong, okay? But to me, the only reason that Mr. Plaster, CEO and the founder of this, you know, Empire Gas company who built this place, had a really big tax bill. And his accountant came to him and was like, hey, buddy, we made a lot of money and we got to pay a lot of taxes. You need to spend some of this money. Otherwise, it's all going to go to IRS. He's like, do you have any dreams? Do you have any ideas, you know, what you want to do with it? He's like, yeah, I've kind of always, you know, used to, you know, whatever, water ski in this lake. And I always thought it would be cool to build a, you know, lake house over there. He's like, yeah, go ahead. But you have to make sure it's a business expense, meaning you know, it has to be a corporate office. You can't just build this personal house for yourself because that wouldn't qualify. It needs to be kind of a company retreat that it looks like an office, but, you know, you can also live there. So that way, you know, the IRS won't come after us. So he's like, okay, no problem. I'm going to build an office retreat that I could also stay at, which completely just, you know, takes you out of the whole marketplace because no one else would want that. But it also serves another major purpose, because when you depreciate a property, right, you are depreciating, you can't depreciate the land value. And what you want to do if you want to get a massive depreciation, you want to buy something that it sits on a very cheap piece of land. So because that part you can't depreciate, and I'm pretty sure he bought this parcel of land for pretty cheap. And then everything else is an expense, meaning building the roads to get to the site, you know, excavating, foundation, and then putting marbles everywhere. So at the time when he built this guy went all out. Like, he spent a ton of money, right? And everything you see over here was an expense. If he hadn't built this, he had to pay the money to the IRS, and he rather built this for himself, didn't do it. Now, should you do something like this? Absolutely not. You should go buy a private jet before buying something like this. And to think that, you know, in the future, this would be tied to your legacy is something I'm going to talk later in the video, because I think it might do a little bit more damage than good to your legacy.
Mikey, let's show this atrium real quick. This is insane. This feels like a Four Seasons entry. And let's see, we got a couple more bedrooms here. Another good sized room. Again, they all kind of have their own zone. All right, everyone, that's it for the 3rd floor. Now let's go downstairs, check out the 2nd floor. All right, everyone, 2nd floor. Marble staircase brings you down. And this is where we have the entertainment space for this home. Color here is so unique and different.
It is, and it is just like a time warp from the 90s.
It really does look clean. Like, look at the couches. It looks like no one has ever sat on them. Again, I don't think this was ever used. I think this was just like a massive tax write-off for this company.
And honestly, I would be freaking out if I saw this in 1990s. I would think that this would be so futuristic back then.
I'm freaking out right now looking at this. It's crazy what they've done. Even, whatever, 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Couple dining tables, another couch setup, marble fireplace. By the way, we have a door that opens up to an outdoor space where we have more outdoor lounging areas, and the pool. Pool is currently not filled. They're working on that, but
Yeah, that was a drawing. The pool is actually empty. And it's funny because if your swimming pool does not have water, banks won't finance the building. Did you guys know that? So just because of that pool, you have to buy this cash. You can't get a loan on it. That's like the one thing, one of the things that appraisals would note is the pool, like, that has water in it. Otherwise, they assume the property is abandoned and not in good shape.
So this is where they have the bar, opens up to the entertainment space. Look how cool and timeless this KitchenAid dishwasher looks.
I remember in my childhood home, we had this exact same dishwasher. Close it, the handle, and open it. Feel how satisfying it is.
Oh my God. It's ceramic glass. Look how good it looks after 20 years of just sitting empty.
I didn't have this growing up. Ours was 𝗕𝗓. I think it's a German brand. 𝗕𝗓𝗕𝗓. Yeah, these are the American heavy duty. These are like the Cadillac. We had a BMW.
Do the handle one more time for the people. So satisfying.
Okay, let's go back to the kind of a hallway behind the staircase that takes us to the other wing. We had a chance to spend a few days here in Branson, Missouri. And it's such a different town. I honestly didn't know all these things, but it's kind of an entertainment space, kind of an entertainment city right in the middle of the country. And if you guys ever had a chance, please make sure to visit. It's so cool. It's so different.
It's a weird town, and it has this kind of thriving little art community, a lot of theaters, and a lot of
upside down homes.
What is going on here? Is that like on a main square? That's insane.
Where are we again?
A lot of upside down like structures. I don't know how to say.
It's interesting, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Gun range. Now, I don't know how many people can say that they have a gun range in their home, but if you own this place, you can definitely say that.
Yeah, that's definitely a unique feature, and I'm really curious how they soundproof this door so it's not just like a echo chamber out in that big atrium.
So actually, I was told that this also serves as a safe room for the home. The whole thing is cased in concrete. Not only you can shoot guns here, but you can close this steel door and utilize this space as a safe room.
Yeah, of course. Like afterwards, they're like, okay, so no one really wants a gun range in the living room anymore, but we could label it and brand it as a safe room because the door is bulletproof. Brilliant. That's a brilliant idea.
The Evergreen logos everywhere. They're in etched glass, towels. I love it. You got some gun posters here. Ton of character.
You should get some of those for the office. Get some.
No. We're good. All right, let's go back to the hallway. We have the lower level on our left-hand side. Elevator access right here. Marble walls. Mikey, we're gonna go to this side first, but you gotta come with me right now. Look at this bar. This looks like just like Four Seasons bar from 1980s, 1990s.
This guy did not cheap it out. This, plaster guy went all out. The tax bill must have been enormous. Like they really did the calculations and they're like, we just go all out. Pick this most expensive material you can imagine. Now, there's a good debate in that. Should you do this or buy a private jet if you really need one, or just donate the money? Like, what is the purpose of why people build these buildings? Like, I love homes, as you can tell. I basically my whole life, circles around single family homes, from a broker to a critic to AI software. I love this type of stuff, right? I don't think I will buy a house or build a house for my own sake. You know, I don't think I would do it. I don't think it's the right way of doing it. Like, the homes we build is for everyone, right? We don't take them with us. You're way better off donating the money or building a hospital. If you want, you know, your name to be there forever, build a hospital, put your name on there. You know, people will remember you. And also, they're not going to tear it down. Again, I think that's a way better way to set up your legacy than building a corporate headquarters in Missouri.
We have never seen anything quite like this. And the chandeliers in this space and the green marble and the reflections. Yeah, this is very much like the Hearst estate, the Godfather house.
Kind of has that vibe, yeah.
Like that nightclub in the basement.
That's true. Touch. There you
by
go.
Hugh Hefner.
That's right. So cool, Mikey. Let's go backwards because I want to cover the entertainment space. So that same hallway brings you right here. I mean, talking about custom furniture, look at these chairs. These chairs look super modern.
Like, no one has ever sat on these. These are brand new. I mean, brand new, 30 years old.
We have the seating area here, complemented with this fireplace that's double-sided, clad with marble. Continuing to the other side of the fireplace that we just saw, we have the formal dining room area.
That's a small formal dining room for a freaking 28,000 square foot mega mansion office headquarters. Like, you would expect a, you know, at least a 24-person dining table, like a really, really long one.
Look at this table. Each one of these legs are slabs with the brass.
Dude, it's an 8-person table. Like, how many people work in your corporation? This is like an 8-person corporation. Come on, they had to go way bigger than this.
This has got to be like a $50,000 easy dining room setup.
$50,000, dude. You can't even freaking get rid of this on like the neighbor app, you know, next door app. You know, no one's gonna buy that.
This is where we have the kitchen. Of course, it's original to its time, but it has some couple.
Can you spot the flaw? 3, 2, 1. You freaking put the cabinets on the view window. What are you doing? The next time you're building your corporate vacation home in Missouri, don't put cabinets on the windows overlooking the view from the kitchen, okay?
We have seen these ladders, if I can move them.
It's a little stiff.
In the libraries, but in a kitchen?
Yeah, I mean, they got some high cabinets here.
This is really stupid and weird. Like, first of all, the cabinets should have never been there. And you should have thought this out. So you would never want to put a freaking ladder for people to go grab plates. Like, first of all, it's not even that high. You could reach it.
Enes and I live together. I get kind of annoyed that you put the paper towels on the top shelf. I can't quite reach them.
I hear you.
Yeah. Maybe we should get a ladder.
Guys, I'm predicting that the AC over here is not even working. And it's really, really hot from how much Enes is sweating.
Now, get ready for a cool surprise. This kitchen, door is a little rusty, but opens up to the helicopter pad. This is the second time.
Wait a minute. Your helicopter pad comes to the kitchen? That's such a buzzkill. Like, you know, inviting some guests from New York. You want to impress them. You have built this crystal maze palace freaking in Missouri. They're already feeling dodgy about this whole experience. The pilot circles around the building a couple times. They're impressed. They land and then boom, they go inside the kitchen. You just killed the approach. You should have landed in the front. Like, the wow factor. Why did you create the whole wow factor? You screwed it up. You didn't think it through, did you? You didn't.
We're touring a home where you can actually land in helicopter. Do you remember the first one, Mikey?
I know there was one in the Hollywood Hills, but I don't think it was actually legal to land there, right?
$110 million Santa Barbara Ranch.
Oh, that actually didn't have an H on it, though. It didn't feel like a real helipad.
If you don't have an H, it doesn't count. You gotta have the H. But wait, is someone like gives permits for these? Or you can just go draw an H yourself? Like, what is the rule? Like, if you guys know about that in the comments section, tell me. Like, is there someone, like, you have to actually declare you have a helicopter, like, airport or a helipad or something? Or it's just you draw an H and helicopters would see it, they would just land on your spot? I want to know.
You land your helicopter here, your pilots can stay at the maze quarters, close to their helicopter.
Your pilots have to stay at the maze quarter? You don't really value pilots, do you, huh? Or your guests? What about your guests? Wrong. Did not think this through. It's like this was an afterthought. It's like the guy's like, oh, by the way, how are we going to get here? This is the middle of nowhere. How can we get here with the helicopter? They're like, oh, we have a big terrace here. Let's put a helicopter there.
Let's go downstairs again. Check out the first floor now. All right, everyone, first floor. Now, there are a couple cool details on this level, starting with this one right in front of me. Look at these views. This atrium is crazy. You can see all 4 levels. That massive triangle sky dome roof right above us, bringing a ton of natural light. We got a piano set up right here. This would be a great entertainment space. We're gonna take this steps real quick. If we go to the lower level here, there's a kind of a plaque I wanna show right here, dedicated to Robert Plaster. This is his Evergreen corporate facility.
This was required by the tax guy to make sure there's a plaque. So if you ever get audited for, tax write-off, there's no ifs and buts.
So I want to show that this door opens up to the 20-car garage. That's about 8,000 square feet. We also have elevator access here. Now, before we leave this level, there are 2 more quirky details. I thought this was the coolest thing about this home. Mikey, let's start here. There you go. Ready for this? Time capsule.
This is really intriguing. So, let me see if I can get a shot of that.
To be opened September 3rd, 2042.
What do you mean? The whole house is a time capsule. They should have put a plaque in the front saying, hey, do not enter this property till 2024. We've got a surprise for you. You don't need a time capsule. This is a time capsule within a time capsule. It's crazy.
I gotta know what's in there.
I know Mikey doesn't do well with mystery. He wants to know it today.
I'm very patient, but I'm also extremely impatient at the same time.
You got a weird balance over there, Mikey.
Yeah.
September 3rd.
Do you see how they talk to each other? It's like 2 equals. That's good. That's good for content. People love it. I enjoy it. I really enjoy when they actually go at it at each other. Watch, now in the next episode, Cody's going to start talking shit to Enes after watching this one.
2092.
So
now somebody has to really wait for that.
Enes will probably both be dead by the time that's
Probably.
over.
All right. Patio level on the first floor where you can overlook the lake. I've never seen anything like this before, especially from this side. It's all glass, 350 acres of privacy, lake views, boat dock. I'm out of words. There's a celebrity here that always shows up during summer. His name is, I said there's a celebrity. He's Brad Pitt.
He's an icon.
He's an icon. And Brad Pitt likes to water ski here. So who knows, maybe when we are down there, we get to see him and say hi. Now let's go back inside, go all the way to the top floor, check out the offices and the primary bedroom. All right, everyone, here we are at the 4th floor.
Okay, the elevator works. That's good.
We have the elevator behind us, and I want to take you guys this way. First, this door opens up to the primary bedroom suite side of the home. And I say side because we go through this door. This is where we have the first room, where we have a king-size bed looking towards the amazing views, but this is a Murphy bed where you can tuck it up.
What are we, in a freaking, like a New York apartment? You have 28,000 square foot and you have to put a Murphy bed in there?
Have this room as your entertainment room or your living room for your primary bedroom. Piano setup, and it's not a bad room to have because look at these elevated views. Let's go through this hallway here. We have the first bathroom. Mike, you gotta show this. I think you're right. It is a swan room.
Yeah.
Come here. Look at this swan etched glass details.
Guys, when it comes to etching glass, just don't do it. Okay, don't do it. Please don't do it.
Tub looking towards the views. Bidet, toilet, the whole 9 yards. And going across, we got a closet. Look at the brass detailing and the reveals on these closets. 1993. This was a big deal with the marble baseboard detail. All right, secondary closet, dual vanities here, more closet space, another full bathroom. I gotta talk about this. This one's actually a little bit more spacious. Look at the Evergreen branding on these towels. Old marble, brass details.
Look at this one. It shoots from down up? What is that for? Is that for the ladies? I think that one is for the ladies.
Looks like an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, it looks like a spaceship.
Yeah, I got to get a zoom on that thing.
They have a telephone right above the tub.
This is kind of like cell phones weren't really popular yet,
Business never stops, Mikey. This door opens up to the real primary bedroom suite. I say real because, Mikey, let's turn around. You have this elevated bed section here.
Look at that carpet. It's spotless. I'm telling you, no one's ever lived here.
Without a doubt, that's a custom bed. Look at the size of this bed. I just realized.
Is it a circle?
It kind of like has a round edges.
It looks like Enes slept there and like didn't make the bed. Why is that stupid blanket there? Like it doesn't even look like looks like someone is still sleeping in there.
Look at all these TVs and security cameras and everything here. Super cool. You get a small fridge. And we have a seating area here. Another dome roof. Four-sided. We've never seen this as well. Four-sided gas fireplace. Piano in the back. Opens up to a patio space just for the primary bedroom suite. This is crazy. Now let's take this walkway, and while we are doing that, look at all these sculptures and pieces of art that the owner has. And let's go back through these glass doors back to the landing. By the way, Mikey, can you show everybody the way the first floor looks from here? This drop, where you can kind of look down on everybody else in your property and to the lake views.
This is like a place that you don't want to hang in after like everything settles, after you realize what you've purchased. You want to stay away from these rails as much as possible.
I mentioned it earlier at the beginning of the video. This place is kind of like a corporate retreat office / live-in work space, and look at this office.
This room is just also stuck in time. Enes, sit down, look at that computer, that monitor.
Subscribe to the channel.
I agree. You should subscribe to both our channels, Enes's and my channel.
And go into the other side, second office. Get ready to see, I think, the coolest office we've ever toured on this channel. Starts here.
Nice hallway, very wide. I like that, you know.
I'm gonna go to this route real quick. We got a powder room here, small gym / where you get your hair cut, because again, this is your kind of compound, this is where your zone is. And going out, check this out, more built-ins, and this is where the main desk is. This is where I would assume Robert Plaster was sitting down, closing some deals, bringing his colleagues to this property where they talk business.
Through the kitchen.
Skylight above us with the unique lighting, opens up to a patio space, which we're gonna check out in a bit, and incredible, incredible views. I think this wing, without a doubt, gets the best views of the entire lake, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it's such a warm day. I just want to go jump at that lake. I think we will after this.
Yeah, it is quite inviting. Seating area, another dual-sided fireplace, and we got a additional kind of a, I guess, desk setup, table where you can kind of conduct some meetings.
Yeah, really cool.
Awesome. Let's go check out the balcony for the office. Honestly, I think balcony was a good call for an office like this because eventually being in a closed space, you want to get some fresh air.
All right, before he goes outside, I want to say something about the overall design, what they've done at the time, okay? When you actually consider the palette and the finishes they've used, they were pretty timeless. I mean, for many, many years, it would probably looked some somewhat legit. And they didn't just experiment with so many different material and so many different finishes. They kept it really consistent. Their primary colors were like kind of this beige color and green and gold, which goes together very well. It's not my favorite palette, but it goes with the outside, right? You get that green, it kind of, you bring the outside in, the trees from the outside, that's the green. And then, you know, beige stands out pretty nicely next to it. And it's a little bit of pop with the gold. So as far as executing their design, I think they did a fantastic job at the time. Like you would have been impressed even at that time that this property was in Missouri and not in, you know, New York or Los Angeles or Chicago. So you got to give them, you know, hats off to that as far as that. But just the architectural style of building an office on a lake is such a bizarre choice, which really, really doesn't make any sense. And that's why I think it's really worth, you know, land value max. Because what are you going to do with this? This is just a headache. It really is a headache. You're better off building a brand new structure on that huge parcel of land because it has acres and acres of land and starting fresh than trying to, you know, fix something that, you know, it's a goner to begin with. Like you should not dump money into something that it's already, you know, a disaster.
Let's go out. I'll hold the door for you, Mikey.
Thank you.
And this balcony gets some incredible views. I mean, look at the hillside, Mikey, kind of around the lake. it feels like we're in a rainforest.
Yeah, I've never been to Missouri before, even though I'm from Texas. It's not that far, but like, I never expected Missouri to be so green and, you know, lush.
It's so lush, hardly any homes, super peaceful, super private. We have the lake views on this side. And also, a couple more things I want to mention about the property. This home is currently owned by Robert Plaster's, his family's foundation, and they're actually donating this home to 5 different colleges, meaning they're actually trying to sell the home, and with the proceeds that they're going to get, they're going to donate it to 5 different universities to give scholarships, which is amazing. And I'm really kind of...
See, that's what he should have done to begin with, if you want to really do it to help people, right? If you want to build that legacy house and not a tax write-off, you better off just donating it to begin with, because you've really caused a massive headache for your descendants, right? It's like, you know, the upkeep of this property is probably ridiculously high. Probably has a really high tax bill. And guess what? They've already depreciated every single penny out of this property after 30, 40 years. So there's not much depreciation left in the property. So your initial intention was to leave a legacy, as to, you know, you kind of leave them with a massive headache and they don't know what to do with it. And they're just, you know, counting their fingers and days to sell this property and get some sort of, you know, liquidation from the event and move on. But if you like this property, you will probably like this property. It's the second wackiest property on my channel. And I'll see you guys in the comments. Take care.